Okay, I've done that. We are back here. Okay, the live streaming has started. Okay, I'm converting the host rights back to you, Della.
Yes, ma'am.
So you will be managing in case my this thing drops out. Now, what I want also to tell you that we have the second speaker coming in what time, Bete?
2 o'clock.
Oh, that's the YouTube people walking.
Yes, ma'am.
What time is the second speaker coming in at? 2 o'clock?
Two. 2 o'clock, ma'am. 2 p.m. Ma'am, my voice is echoing.
Della, you come on the WhatsApp to me because this is conflicting.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely, please go on.
Ma'am has given the go ahead for those who want to do so, please do so.
Ma'am, one speaker has joined in. We are waiting for his co-founder to join in.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, may we start now?
Please.
Okay, ma'am. Over to you, Krishnas.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and all non-binary people present here today. We welcome you all to our second day of Mebido, an event organized by the BMM MMC department of Lala Lajpat Rai College of Commerce and Economics. Our topic for today is environment. We're going to be having two webinars related to the same topic. Before we go ahead, I would like to call upon Delavine ma'am, Professor Delavine Tarapur, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Krishnas. I welcome all of you students, our esteemed speakers, and everyone here today, and my very own coordinator, Dr. Sangeeta Makkar, ma'am, to this day 2 of Mebido, which is about enhancing and enriching our environment. It is no alien fact that time and again we have infused the importance of environment and sustainable development to make sure we have something more than just economic and monetary profits to pass down to the next generation. And this is exactly why today with us we have two founders and the co-founder of Changes Us organization. We have them talking about plastic, and we are very, very grateful to have them with us today. They are especially going to be talking about various things that concern us as Mumbaikars and as Indians. And for that matter, as a part of the human society, there is something that concerns us, the plastic pollution, and we have it to be addressed. We are going to have it addressed today. So thank you. I would like to extend on behalf of the Bammc department, my coordinator, Dr. Sangeeta Makkar ma'am, and all my students, I would extend a warm welcome to the speakers today. We welcome you, sir. Over to you, Krishnas.
Thank you, ma'am. The matter of environmental protection is of utmost urgency because of the maximum danger that the environment is in right now. Owing to various human-made activities, the situation is under a dire threat. The damage is tremendous and has reached a point of no return. No matter how much we try, we cannot really undo the destruction that has already been inflicted. But what can be done in these situations is taking a step, making ourselves and the people around us aware of the necessary actions to be taken to help preserve the environment and sustain it for the future generations. We need to lessen the human impact on the environment as much as possible. Before we go ahead, may I please call upon Dr. Sangeeta Makkar to say a few words regarding the same.
I think ma'am is suffering a little network issues today, but ma'am was here right away. Ma'am was right here. Makkar ma'am. Makkar ma'am. Okay. There was network issue. Kushnas, please go ahead. Continue. When ma'am comes in, we shall probably, hear from her as well. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So keeping the above thing in mind, among us, we have two young individuals, Mr. Akshat Shah and Mr. Shubh Mehta, who took this step and started Changes Us, a youth-led initiative that aims and has been working tirelessly to make people aware about the plastic problems, climate change and its effects, and at the same time promote sustainability since July 2019. They strongly believe in spreading environmental and social awareness, and they do it via social media, webinars, and on field campaigns. The team has been cleaning the beach for 66 weeks and have successfully diverted about 110 tons of waste from the ocean with the help of over 2,500 volunteers. It is an honor to have these young individuals present here with us today. May I please welcome Mr. Akshat Shah and Mr. Shubh Mehta.
Thank you so much, Krishna, for this warm welcome, and thank you so much, Lala Lajpat Rai, for giving us this platform to raise environmental awareness. And my name is Akshat Shah. I'm the co-founder of Changes Us, and so we have been cleaning the beach for 66 weeks, and so I would give the mic to my co-founder.
Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon to everyone here present. Thank you so much for the introduction. Lovely introduction by ma'am and Kushnas. So thank you guys. So we are the co-founders of the initiative called Changes Us. If you just allow me to screen share. Kushnas, if you
Dan, can you please try now?
Yeah, definitely. Nice. Can you all see my screen? Yep.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let's begin, guys. The environment and you. So as we already introduced ourselves, we'll be moving to the next slide. Akshat.
Yeah, so climate. So often we have this thing that climate and weather is the same. Climate and weather is the same, but climate is different and weather is different. Weather is something which happens day to day, and or from year to year, and climate is a long term thing. Okay, so the meaning of climate change is that it's a long term alteration of the temperature and typical weather patterns in a particular place. And climate change is not just limited to one particular locality. If suppose a polar ice cap is melting in Antarctica, that thing is going to impact the entire world someday or the other, because whatever we do in India will impact places in US, because climate is overall. It's not just located to that particular place. And so yeah, next slide, Shub. Shub. Okay, so uh, so climate change happens because of both man-made and natural resources. The anthropogenic sources are more, and majority of the things what is happening on this earth is because of us humans. It is said that after the industrial revolution, the global temperature the global climate temperature started raising every year by a certain margin, and in the last say 20 to 30 years it has risen by a substantial amount. And it is said that by 2030 the global climate temperature will rise by 1.5 degree Celsius. And if this happens, then an irreversible chain reaction will start, which will lead to the extinction of our race. Next. So, so the primary reasons for climate change is the burning of fossil fuels, that is oil, coal, then also which leads to emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, primarily carbon dioxide. But apart from that, climate change also happens because of animal husbandry, deforestation, then uh, what is it, industrial plants, the industrial effluents which the industries release, and yeah, etc.
Okay, guys. So climate change destabilizes the Earth's temperature equilibrium and has far-reaching effects on human beings and the environment. As we can see, the social and economic impact of climate change is huge. There will be relocation of whole towns. There will be shrinking productivity of harvests. Prices of basic foodstuffs will rise and consumer goods will rise. There will be extreme meteorological phenomena which will cause widespread poverty. Diseases will spread due to higher temperatures. Fresh water will be in short supply in some areas. More wars to gain access to limited resources. Loss to the capacity of work due to heat, and the cost of adapting coastal areas to rising sea levels. So guys, these are the social and economical impacts of climate change.
Every year what is it, the country spend billions and billions of dollars because of climate change and its effects. And it is said that this amount is going to rise as time passes. And every year there are like millions and millions of climate refugees too. Okay, so the thing is that the world leaders prioritize economy over the planet, but they don't feel that but they don't see the fact that if there is no climate, if there is no earth, then we won't have an economy, on which the country will what they say will run or will work on. So it's like that, and we often think that what will point 0.5 degree do exact, what will a rise in 0.5 degree do. So can you share the what do you say the image that I've sent you, the
Uh,
IPCC one?
no, I can't actually. You can just explain it to them.
Okay, so basically they say that what exactly will a point 0.5 rise in 0.5 degree possibly do. But the thing is that at 1.5 degree Celsius, there'll be a 3% probability of ice-free Arctic summer in ice-free Arctic summer in any 1 year. This will rise to 16% if the temperature rises by 2 degrees, and this will further rise to 63% if the temperature rises to 3 degrees. Okay. It is said that if the temperature rises by 1.5 degrees, then 4% of the mammals will lose their habitat. This will rise to 8% if the temperature rises by 2 degrees, and it will rise to 3%. It will rise to 41% if the temperature rises by 3 degrees. And it said that 4%. It said that there will be a 41% increase in wildfires if the temperature rises by 1.5 degrees. This will rise to 62% if by 2, and to 97% if it rises by 3 degrees. So you can see that each and every point in the increase of temperature matters a lot, and we've got very less time if you go to see. And climate change is not just it's basically it impacts the entire world. Everything that is happening is because of us, and we need to act now, because if we don't act now, then we may cease to exist. And we also need to understand that this planet also belongs to 8 million other species, and we are not the only ones. So we also need to take into account their survival and their what do you say their existence too. So take it
Thank you, Akshat. So the impact of climate change is far-reaching, as we have already seen. We see that there are wild forest fires which occur and they burn down millions of trees. Then there are floods which take away with them trees, ecosystems, and entire villages or cities. And there are times when there are tornadoes or different kinds of climatic activity which leads to a lot of destruction. And that is the impact of climate change. The real impact of climate change can be observed at the poles, at the North Pole and the South Pole, where we see that icebergs are melting, the glaciers are melting, and each passing year, we can see the water level is rising, which brings us to the next topic, water.
So I would like to add one more point in this. So this year Mumbai saw total 4 cyclones. Okay, and this frequency is going to rise as time passes. And with the rise in the frequency, the cyclones will also become more and more severe, and it will cause more and more destruction. So overall, because of climate change, hurricanes, typhoons, cyclones, their frequency is rising year after year, and this is not going to stop. The situation which we are in right now is going to become more and more worse as time passes by.
True. So let's move on to the next question we have today. Water, a valuable resource. Nearly 70% of the earth is covered with water. Water is found in lakes, rivers, oceans, ice caps, and glaciers, etc. Water resources can be divided into two parts: surface water and groundwater. Out of the total water available on earth, around 97.5% of it is salt water. Only 2.5% of the water comes under fresh water. So out of the 2.5%, only 1% is potable, that is available for human consumption. Moving to the next is the fresh water makes up a very small fraction of Earth's water. So there's only 1% of readily available fresh water, which shows us that even though we have vast amount of water in the oceans, only a small fraction can be consumed by us. How do humans waste water? The next question which we ask ourselves is that out of the fresh water available, with the limited resources, how are we going to optimize our use of it? And humans in turn are ruthlessly wasting water. Why is that occurring? Some astounding facts are that running the tap while brushing your teeth can waste 15 liters of water. Leaky faucets that drip at the rate of 1 drop per second can waste up to 10,000 liters of water each year. The average Indian shower lasts just over 8 minutes and uses 65 liters of water. That 65 liters is a whole month's worth of drinking water. Last, by keeping showers shorter than 5 minutes, a person can save up approximately 3785 liters of water. So these are the small things which a person can do to make sure that they are not wasting water. Let's move on to the next point, how human activities are impacting water bodies. Humans affect the water resources in various negative ways. The bad impacts have various causes and effects on water and the organisms living within it. Our water resources face a host of serious threats, all of which are caused primarily by human activity. They include sedimentation, acidification, pollution, climate change, deforestation, landscape changes, and urban growth. Pollution, out of all, has the greatest damage. I would now like to shed some light upon all these different activities which humans do which impacts the water bodies. Sedimentation is basically when there's a lot of runoff from different kinds of into different kinds of water bodies. There's a lot of sedimentation which happens, which causes a great amount of damage to the marine ecosystem. Second is acidification. Due to the industrial effluents which are released by different kinds of industries, which have pipes which run into the waters directly, it causes a lot of acidification in the water. Due to acidification, the pH level of water reduces, which causes a lot of harm to the coral reefs and different kinds of fishes. Next up is the pollution, which is caused by different kinds of plastics, different kinds of cloth, etc., which is found into the ocean and which causes a lot of pollution. There are a lot of harmful chemicals which are also found along with it. Next up is climate change. Climate change, as I've mentioned earlier, is due to the melting of the glaciers, the ice caps, etc. Next is deforestation. A lot of times, due to deforestation, the water bodies like rivers are affected, rivers, lakes, etc. And that affects the way water bodies are. The next is landscape changes and urban growth. Urban growth, as cities are expanding, more and more people are coming from rural areas to urban areas. And due to that, the rate of cities growing has been exponential. Due to that, there has been a lot of strain on water bodies in the urban areas, which has led to an impact on the water bodies. Lastly, I would like to point out that pollution has the greatest damage because there is a lot of waste which is thrown directly into the rivers and water bodies like oceans, which is because of the primary human consumption of plastics and other waste material which goes directly into the oceans, which has caused a lot of damage to the water bodies at large. Akshat,
Okay, so now let's come to the plastic problem. So plastic, as we know, is life saving sometimes, and also it's used in our day-to-day activities. Like from the time we wake up to the time we sleep, we use plastic continuously. And the thing is that we think that plastic is bad. Okay, but the thing is that not all plastics are bad. The single-use plastic, which is the plastic straws, polythene bags, and all those things are plastic cutlery. All those things are bad. Okay, so plastic can actually be life-saving. The hard plastics, like the chairs, tables, and stuff, they if we use them properly, then if we use them properly, and the way we dispose it off is very important. Okay, so coming back to the single-use plastic problem, so 8 million tons of plastic is enters the water bodies every year, and if we continue like this, then it's said that by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than than fishes. Then our plastic addiction and the waste management is not proper. So because of poor waste management, the plastic is rising in our water bodies day by day, and because of this, a lot of plants and animals are dying, and also the poisoning is happening of the water bodies, which is further leading to other things like bleaching of coral reefs and stuff. So small pieces of plastic, they are consumed by fishes, turtles, and other marine animals. And the thing is that when a turtle or a fish sees a plastic bag, they think that it's food, and because of it, they consume the plastic bag. And this plastic bag, what is it, clogs their digestive system, which leads to their death. Then over the time, plastic it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces because of external forces like wind, water, or just because of staying in water for a very long time, and they convert themselves into microplastics. So microplastics uh, so because of microplastics, plastic is present everywhere now. It's there in the air we breathe, it's there in the water we drink, it's there in the food that we consume. It's said that all the plastics which has been manufactured till date is present in the Earth's ecosystem, and a plastic which once enters the Earth system doesn't leave it. The only way, because even if you incinerate it, small beads of plastic will still be present in the Earth's atmosphere. Next slide, show. So it's said that 1% of the world's rivers, that is 1,000 rivers, are responsible for 80% of the world's plastic pollution. These 1,000 rivers emit 20 million garbage bins of 240 liters per year. So, which on an average is 20,000 bins per river. So rivers are basically the plastic hotspots, and the main reason for this is us humans. So dumping waste into our rivers and other water bodies without treatment is one reason. Another big reason is the release from various industries, and littering is also another big reason which increases the plastic pollution in the oceans and our rivers. So it's a fact that we consume one credit card equivalent plastic every week, and plastic was recently found at the deepest point of the earth, which is the Mariana Trench, and the highest point, that is the Mount Everest. And because of this, what do you say? Cleanups have started everywhere. Like cleanups have started on various beaches of the earth. Then the cleanups have also started in Mount Everest, and uh, soon even the space cleanup is going to start. So various space companies are going to send probes or are going to send spaceships which will clear the waste that we that that is there because that is there in the space because of us, and they're going to bring all that on Earth. So the main reason for the main reason for the plastic problem is the waste management, and also because we don't uh, we and also because of our consumption problem. So we don't think before we consume, and we think that that what will one plastic straw or what will one uh, one plastic toothbrush possibly do to the earth. But the thing is that this one plastic straw, over the time, it increases and it becomes a lot of waste, which leads to the plastic problem. So,
So guys, these are the pictures which show us that how much of plastic is a problem out there. There are a lot of turtles and other species which get caught in the fish nets or the ghost nets, which are present in the middle of the ocean. There are, like this is the waste collected near a harbor. We can see a turtle eating a plastic bag because it thinks it's a jellyfish, but it's not. So those are the things which cause a lot of problems, and that is the plastic problem, which has been plaguing us and our oceans for a long period of time. Next up is the oil spills and overexploitation of marine ecosystems. As we say that plastic is a problem, is one of the problems. It's not only into the oceans, but it's also on land. Oil spills and overexploitation of marine ecosystems is a problem, particularly and essentially targeting the seas, the oceans. Oil spills occur when oil or petroleum enters the water body in large amounts, leading to contamination. There are a few reasons why spills are caused. One of them is people making mistakes, being careless, or equipment breaking down. A slick expands until the oil layer is extremely thin and can spread hundreds of miles wide. This layer is called a sheen and is usually less than 0.01 millimeter thick. It prevents this oil prevents the light to enter the seawater and creates disharmony in the food chain while choking the marine species and birds. So guys, if we go to see that there is a lot of, when oil spills occur, there's a thin sheen, as already explained, that prevents light from entering, and that causes a lot of problems into the marine ecosystem. Next up, man also overexploits the marine ecosystem because of his greed. Humans performing overfishing, which leads to extinction of many marine species. So guys, here we can see that, this is a concept called trawling. Trawling is basically a giant net which is pulled in by a sea trawler, and that sea trawler at once collects thousands or millions of fish at once into the net, and that is a reason of overfishing, and that has caused a lot of problems in the ecosystem of the marine ecosystems. Next up, Akshat will talk to you about sustainability.
Yes, so basically, sustainability is very important nowadays, and sustainability doesn't is basically responsibility to conserve the natural resources and protect the global ecosystems to support the health and well-being now and also in the future. So basically, sustainability is all about conserving our natural resources and not and okay. So can you take it? Can you take this slide? I'll take the green motion.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, sustainability is a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's not one action or one activity. It's the way you lead your life. So basically, sustainability on the left-hand side of the image, you can see that what are the sustainable options which we can use and replace the single-use plastics which are present in our life. First up is a toothbrush. So a toothbrush which we use usually is used for around 2 or 3 months, but then it ends up in the landfills. It can be replaced by something called as the bamboo toothbrush, which helps us prevent. The bamboo toothbrush is biodegradable and it allows us to not create a lot of waste in the landfills. Second is straw. So we use a straw for not more than say a minute or two while drinking a can of Coke or drinking say coconut water, but that goes into the seas, and as microplastic stays on for millions of years. Instead, we could opt for a simple solution known as stainless steel straws. These stainless steel straws last for their lifetime. They're easy to clean, and they also allow us to prevent a lot of single-use straws which we use. Next up is the metal water bottle. Metal water bottle basically allows us to replace the single-use PET bottles which we use. They aren't used more than for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes at large. And instead of that, if we choose a metal bottle, we can refill it again and again. And it can cause, you can save around 1,000 bottles of water going into landfills each year by using PET bottles, by using sustainable stainless steel bottles instead of the PET bottles. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about is the cloth bag. It is the easiest way to replace your plastic polythene bags. And with the help of cloth bags, you can prevent so many polythene bags going into landfills and creating another, problem for the marine ecosystems. Next up is the 4R principle, which we've always learned in school, but it's in a different way for sustainability. First is refusing single-use plastics and refusing all kinds of, plastics which can be avoided, because plastic in general can cause a lot of problems to the environment at large. Second is reducing consumption of plastic. So due to, our consumption patterns, our behavioral patterns, we depend a lot on plastics. It can be for waterproofing, it can be for containers, it can be used for say a pen, etc. There are so many uses for plastic, but there can be a reduction in the use if we are wise and if we are a little more conscious about the way we choose our products, and thus we can reduce the amount of plastics we consume. Third thing is recycling plastic. A lot of plastics which are in the category of hard plastics can be recycled and can be used in a way that we can start moving from a linear economy to a circular economy. Basically, a linear economy is an economy where you consume, you produce a product and you use the product and then you finally dispose the product. That's a linear economy. But if you can recycle your plastics, you can move into a circular economy where you use a plastic and then you produce a plastic, you use the plastic, and then you take the same plastic, for example, bottle caps, and you break them down into pellets of plastic and create some other product out of it and again use it. So that's a circular economy. And the fourth and final way is reusing. So reusing plastic products can be very helpful. So here we focus more on, if we have to use plastics, we focus more on taking hard plastics or plastics which can be recycled instead of plastics, single-use plastics. And so we reuse our plastic products. And this is how we can move from a consumer-based society to a more sustainable and long-lasting and happy for the environment society. Akshay,
So basically, yeah. So I'll take it from here. So basically, one plastic straw stays in the Earth's environment for 450 years. Okay, it takes one plastic straw takes 450 years for that plastic straw to degrade. So just imagine that you are using a plastic straw for say 10 seconds, and it's going to live and it's going to stay even after you die. So it's not justified as such. So it's so it becomes very senseless to use a plastic straw for like drinking a Coca-Cola from a glass or from a can when we can use our mouth. If you go to see our Indian culture is very sustainable. Okay, is very sustainable. It's because of the Western modern is it's because of the Western influence and the modernization that we have started using these plastic straws and plastic cutlery and stuff. Before the milk packets used to come in glass bottles or they used to directly take it in those what they say utensils. But now they have started coming in plastic bags. So now a very interesting fact with these milk packets is that people think that milk packets are not recyclable or anything, but the fact is milk packets are completely recyclable. Okay, so if you give the milk packet to a recycler, that milk packet can be recycled into to create more stuff, to create stuff out of plastic, or to create another milk packet. Now the third thing is that we often think that what will possibly one plastic straw or one plastic bottle possibly do? What impact will my one change will my change will me changing my uh what impact can I at a individual level create? But the thing is that when you start, okay, so looking at you, even other people will start, and this is what matters, that you are impacting and you're encouraging a lot of people around you to make that small change in your lifestyle. And the thing is that the change starts with you. If you change, then others will also change. And basically it's just taking that one step. A lot of people are aware of the things that is happening on the earth, or of the things that is happening to the planet, of the plastic problem, or of climate change. But the thing is that they don't take that step. Okay, it just takes a leap of faith to actually start a change or to actually start a revolution. You just need to take that charge and and make that change. And if you and all these solutions are very practical and they are very much possible. So you can when you go for shopping, you can take a cotton bag along with you and avoid using a plastic bag. Okay. When you go out anywhere, you can always carry your what is it, stainless steel bottle or any bottle, and avoid drinking and avoid buying pet bottles. So yeah, so basically that. And also one more thing I wanted to add is that how we consume our products too. So there are many companies who greenwash you, who make you believe that their products are sustainable, but actually they aren't. Okay, so greenwashing is basically a false impression which is created by the companies to show that they're environmentally sound, or to show that the products are environmentally sound. But the fact is that they are just making you they are just taking advantage of of you not knowing stuff, or of you not knowing the backstory of how that product is really made. Okay, and
So I'll take over from here. So the greenwashing basically is the process of conveying a false impression, because consumers nowadays, we've moved from a slow, consumer good economy to a fast consumer goods economy. And that is why consumers want to buy stuff quickly. They want to dispose it off and buy something new. That has become the consumer behavior which we have been promoting because of westernization or modernization of our society. But if we have an eco-conscious, and if we understand that what we are doing, each action we take is going to affect the environment in a certain way. And that is why we should, be aware about the fact that companies which greenwash should not be, promoted or should not be used. Instead, go for brands and companies which are working towards the environment and are helping us reduce the waste or the harm which is caused to the environment. Finally, Changes Us, what we do and how. Changes Us is a youth-led and youth-driven initiative started by Akshat and Shubh, that is me. We not only clean the Girgaon Chapati beach every weekend, but also create awareness on climate change, plastic pollution, and environment. In our 66 weeks of active fieldwork, we have collected over 110 to 120 tons of waste from the coastline and diverted it to appropriate disposable means with the help of over 2,500 volunteers. We work in close collaboration with Bammc to make the beach garbage free. These are a few pictures of us cleaning the beach and diverting plastic waste from going into the ocean. As you can see, we wear gloves and we use our proper equipment to carry out the cleanup drives. And we have what we can see before and then what we can see after. The amount of impact we are creating has not only been for the beach and for the plastic pollution, but also communities at large. We have a community of around 250 to 300 people who have strongly and tightly knit, and that helps us carry out these. And we would love if you could join us in our revolution to save the beach. These are another, like a set of few pictures where we have a few schools, a few colleges, and teachers from across Mumbai coming and helping us clean the beach. Last is, how can you make a difference? Akshat, would you like to take this slide?
Okay, so you can make a difference by making a small change to your lifestyle. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big change, but it can be a very small change, like using water bottles, reusable water bottles, cloth bags, then metal straws, and not using straws, and being aware of what you consume and how you consume them and how you dispose them off. Then while celebrating Ganesh festival, you can bring eco-friendly ideas to your place and and do the Visarjan at home instead of going to the beach or to an artificial pond. You can start spreading awareness by talking to people about the issue, being vocal about them on social media. So there are many people who are woke about the topics, who know the things that are happening around, but they choose not to speak about it, not to be vocal about it, because they think that uh, it's not uh, it's not it's not cool to talk about these topics, or what will my friends think about these topics, when the point is that these are the topics that matter. These are the topics that will that determine your survival. So we need to be rational, we need to be practical, and we need to spread as much as we, and we need to like talk about these topics as much as we can. Then you all can join the nearby what do you say cleanup uh, cleanup activities or tree plantation drives or any other field activity. Be closely connected to nature, so that you get that connection, so that you build that connection with the nature, or reignite that connection with the nature. Because when you do it, that is when you will start that is when you will start what do you say you will start getting affected by these things again, and you will take these things seriously and bring about a better change.
Definitely.
Also, I would like to point one more thing is that uh, uh, in today's age, fast fashion is very normal. Okay, there are a lot of fast fashion brands, and there are many trendy clothes which are coming up because of fast fashion, which are not entirely sustainable. And the thing with us is that we buy clothes even when we don't need them. Okay, we just buy because they're trendy, or because my friend has it. So we think that why shouldn't I have it? Or just to or just to become, or just to look like more presentable and stuff. When the thing is that these clothes that we buy, they have a lot of impact. There are many people who wear these clothes for like 1 or 2 times, and then they just and then these clothes are just lying in their wardrobe or something. And when the time comes, they just discard it off. But the point is that these clothes, whatever we buy, has an impact on the planet, and and we should practice slow fashion, which is buying clothes only when we need them, and not when we want them, and not when we feel like buying. Then also buying clothes from sustainable brands, or or say brands which use less resources.
Definitely.
Then also one more thing is that you should use your clothes really well. So the thing is that you choose well, you make it, and you make those things last. You just don't use them like 1 or 2 times and just discard it off. So yes, these are
Yes.
the key points.
Guys, so to join us in the revolution of battling plastic, follow us on @change.is.us on Instagram. And finally, we'll leave all of you all with one question to ponder. It's like a food for thought. How can you, as a BMM student, use mass media to put out the alarming message of climate change out to the world? You can use any form of media, print, digital, video, etc. And you all can, reach out to us, DM us if you have any, unique ideas of putting out this alarming message of climate change out to the world using media, and we shall feature it on our Instagram page.
I think that was a wonderful session. Thank you so much to Akshat and Shubh. You guys being a part of our generation and having an organization under your belt and doing so much of good work for the society, it is truly inspiring to all of us. Thank you so much. We are now open for questions. We can take 1 or 2 questions, so you all can kindly put it down in the chat box. And in the meantime, if Makkad ma'am is here, would Makkad ma'am like to say a few words? Ma'am?
Give me 2 moments, Ava. I'll just be back. I'll be back. I'll jump in.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, if you have questions, you all can put it in the chat box. We can answer any questions.
Actually had a question for you guys.
Okay.
You all talked about greenwashing, right? So
Yes.
how do you identify if a product is truly organic and sustainable or not?
So first and foremost technique to identify if the product is greenwashed or not is to identify the source of the product. Where is the product coming from and how it is being manufactured. So there are a lot of websites, a lot of places where you can read up about how a particular company is producing their products. If it's a large scale MNC, you definitely find it on the web that either how is a product produced and how it is going to affect the environment in different ways. So that is what you can do it.
Yeah, so basically a lot of fast fashion brands like H&M, Zara, they say that the products are sustainable, like the eco conscious life. They say that it's sustainable when the fact is that they are not sustainable at all. They are just greenwashing you. They are just making you believe that their products are that the clothes are sustainable, and that less resources have been used. When the thing is that to like they what do you say, they exploit the labor, then then the place from where they get the resources is also exploited, like the soil, the other natural ingredients and stuff. So because of all these things, uh, we can determine that whether this product is sustainable or not. And also there are many brands where clothes where they make clothes out of bamboo, where they make clothes out of hemp, where they make clothes out of like organic cotton. So we should opt for these fibers instead of using for a fiber which has a
Okay.
blend, which is a blend of cotton and polyester.
I would like to add one more point, guys. You have to be very aware and you should have that sense, to understand what the product and the branding is like. For example, if a yogurt has 20% fat in it, a brand will brand it in terms of 80% fat free. They won't say 20% fat, they will say 80% fat free, which is a different way, a different perspective to brand their products. That's right on their part. But if we as consumers don't understand that we are being manipulated, we will not understand how, the effects of greenwashing and how it is affecting us.
See,
So
we as consumers have a lot of power. So if we don't buy the products, they will stop making it. So people often think that we consumers don't have any power, or we are just pawns of the companies. But the thing is that the companies are under us. They're under our control, and this is the same with everything. Like all the governments, all the politicians, everyone. So we have the power in our hands. If we change, and if we bring that, and if we raise our voice against something bad which is happening in the country, or something bad which is happening in the world, the politicians or the companies will have to take a look into it and make the changes on their part, on their front. So we as consumers need to demand that these are the changes that the company has to bring in the products.
At this note, Awa,
yes.
may I come in, please? Yeah, thank you. At this note, I think I would like to really appreciate the work which is done by these two very young boys. Truly appreciative. I'm not the first one who's telling you this. And if I would reach out to our group of students over here from the BMMC department, three things that we need to surface from the talk that we are looking at. One is awareness. They tried really hard to put into us. We are kind of on the surface, on the periphery to know about climate. We had the Red Code seminar, webinar where we were told about climate change. Here we have these two young boys, Akshat and Shubh Mehta, talking a lot about how we can make daily changes, whether in terms of bottles to be discarded, metal bottles to be picked up, or toothbrush instead of that get into a datun. So, and also awareness what boys are doing, and then the action. I truly congratulate Akshat and Shubh, who are into all the three levels: awareness, sensitization, and action platform. Not easy. Best of NGOs I've seen, they either in the action level. Here, the two minds, the idea and the action, and the gaps have been filled. I think it's really amazing. So this is a great stimulation and motivation to each one of us that no one is less, and a little idea can be created into a manifestation where so much change can be brought. They mentioned you have worked with 2,500 volunteers. Did I get the numbers right, Akshat and Shubh? Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that's
Yes, ma'am.
fantastic. There's so many people ready to join hands. So much of sensitization and awareness and action is taking place. At this note, I'm quickly going to take 2 minutes off from this group and jump into another video, which is outlining again on the sensitization factor of the talk which Akshat and Shubh are delivering. Quickly taking you to share the screen on. Okay, I'm taking the screen off completely and sharing you the video, which I think is so important right here.
This is really nice. This video is really good.
Yeah, right here. I hope you can hear it. Can one of the in charges inform me if the
No, ma'am.
No,
The
ma'am.
video is
No.
not audible.
Ma'am, you have to select share sound when you are sharing
You'll
the
have
screen.
to optimize your video for sound as well when you're sharing.
I did. I have done that. Wait. Ava, will I share the link? Will you play it for me, please? We want to
Definitely,
speak
ma'am.
productive, and I think
Definitely.
this would really help. Link with you. Coming back to you in the link. Get your this thing ready, and here the two links I'm sharing. I'm sharing two links, and I would request you to play with this because the talk that these boys have given is so impactful. We really need to be sensitized more than what we are, and then step into the action. Here, there you go.
Ma'am,
I'll
I would
send
like
it to you, please.
add one point.
Yes, please
I would
do.
like to add
Please
one
do
point.
that.
So,
Go
so
ahead.
people, so see, if you go to see cleanups are not sustainable because you are cleaning the beach in the morning and at the same, and in the evening when the high tide comes, the plastic comes back. But
Correct.
it's more about sensitizing people. It's more about making people aware. So basically, when you wear the gloves and when you clean the beach on your own, that is when you understand how grave the problem is. Because when you are removing the plastic breaks, okay, the plastic breaks in your hands, they disintegrate into
Yes.
smaller pieces, and this is
Right.
a very big issue. So it's all
Yes.
about sensitizing people, and it's all about making people aware of
Correct.
what the main problem is. And
True enough.
also
True enough.
and also one more thing is that had Greta Thunberg not taken that step, had she not what do you say protested in front of the British Parliament, then probably this entire climate movement wouldn't have started. So it's like she didn't think that what can I possibly do? What alone can I possibly do? She took that step, and because of her, an entire revolution has started. Okay, because of her, people have started talking about climate change. People have started talking about the problems that really matter. So
Correct.
this is the thing that don't think that what can I do
Alone. Yes.
as an individual. We have a lot of power. We just undermine our true potential and our true power. That's the only thing. And also one more thing I would like to add.
Please go on.
The power to the power to run a country is in our hands. Okay. And it comes when we go to vote. When we go to vote the politicians or to vote the representatives in the Lok Sabha. So if we are voting the right people and not going by the popularity vote, that is when we will start creating real change. And and we as citizens of this nation, we should all practice our right to vote and practice this privilege that we have. So yes, because this is one thing which is very important, voting.
I think what you just said, Akshat, really truly resonates with all of us. It is like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see. So you truly resonated that thought. Thank you so much. Ma'am, should we play the video now?
Kindly do that. Kindly do that. Be the change what you want to be. Barack Obama said, be the change. Mahatma Gandhi said. And here the Shubh and Akshat telling us that too.
Plastic is wonderful because it's durable, and plastic is terrible because it is durable. Almost every piece of plastic ever made is still on the planet in some form or another. Plastic production globally this year is expected to be more than 300 million tonnes.
Half of which we'll use just once and then throw away. By 2050, when the population explodes to almost 10 billion people, it's expected that plastic production will triple. The problem with that is that today only a fraction of the plastic that we produce is recycled. The rest ends up in our environment, and it's coating our land and our oceans like a disease.
Garbage thrown away in the United States can make its way to Antarctica. Plastic in our coastal waters is pulled into the centre of massive wind-driven, churning circular gyres. There are many other ocean currents also diverting the trash all around the surface of the ocean. In reality, it's just one ocean with no boundaries. Lord Howe Island is a World Heritage Site and home to migratory seabirds like the shearwater.
Seabirds are incredibly helpful because they act like an army of scientists. They travel thousands of miles across the ocean. They pick up plastic off the surface of the ocean. They bring it back to their rookeries where they feed it to their chicks. And that provides an incredible amount of scientific data in terms of where the plastic comes from, its distribution, and how it breaks up on the ocean surface. Dr. Jennifer Lavers, she'd devoted her life to studying the plight of seabirds. Shearwaters are incredible birds. They migrate thousands of miles, stopping only here to breed.
Yeah, the stomach is very, very full, and if we look here, there's some very dark pieces, some very light white pieces, and if you see, as I push on this, it's absolutely rigid, completely full of plastic all the way up.
Oh, look at that.
Absolutely no doubt that this bird died as a result of that plastic. That is literally a gut full of plastic. It's quite alarming, isn't it?
Oh, that's awful.
Range of plastic types and colours. We've got everything from the blues and the reds
His
to the
stomach's just filled with it. Big pieces too.
big
Like
sharp
heavy.
pieces.
Oh wow, look at the size of that big black piece.
That is an enormous piece of plastic.
Unbelievable. Look at the size of that. Jen, I counted 234 pieces of plastic out of that one bird. Is that a record?
Not even close, unfortunately. So for this species, the record is 276 pieces of plastic inside of one 90-day-old chick. And that plastic, when we weighed it out, accounted for 15% of that bird's body mass. So that's a pretty scary statistic. If we translate that into human terms, it gets even worse. That would be equivalent to you and I having somewhere around 6 or 8 kilos of plastic inside of your stomach. It's equivalent to about 12 pizzas worth of food inside of your stomach. It's quite a bit of plastic for just one little bird. The parents were trying to do the right thing. There's a lot of squid beaks in here, and this purple colour is evidence of the squid ink. It's just a shame that every now and then they got it wrong and got it wrong in a bad way. Really is quite an overwhelming thing. I do have some pretty rough days, have to go home and really wrap my mind around where do we go from here.
As a Pacific Islander, I know that the ocean is in deep trouble. The very authoritative prediction shows that by the year 2050, there'll be as much plastic as there is fish in the ocean by weight. Every country uses plastic. We need to start rationalizing that. We need to think about reuse of plastic, single-use plastic. It's got to be on its way out. And you know, plastic shopping bags are a good example of that. Your family does not need to use them. Take a cloth bag with you when you go shopping and put your shopping in there. There's an equivalent of a large garbage truck every minute of every day backing up to the ocean and just dumping plastic into it. We really have to look at ourselves and say, do we deserve this beautiful ocean that was given to us?
Playing the second video now shortly.
Kindly do that, Bacha.
Plastic pollution is one of the biggest threats the oceans face today. But how much do we really know about it? On its mission to solve this problem, the Ocean Cleanup just published the most advanced research ever on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Sorry, ma'am, is there an issue?
Ma'am, it was audible. It was audible and visible to me. I think the other committee, somebody can answer. I think it was audible, correct?
Yes, ma'am, it was audible.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, so may I continue?
Yeah. Can we do that, please, Ava? Thank you.
The largest accumulation zone of ocean plastic on the planet. Scientists have been studying this area since the 1970s, mostly by dragging a small sampling net through the ocean. The Ocean's Cleanup's researchers believe this method was valid only for small debris and covered too small an area to reliably measure larger debris. So, in the summer of 2015, the Ocean Cleanup launched the Mega Expedition, crossing the patch with 30 boats simultaneously. In addition to using many small nets, 2 giant trawls were towed behind the fleet's mothership. In total, they brought back 1.2 million plastic samples. All were hand-counted, identified, and classified by type and size. A monumental task, taking a team of lab technicians 2 years to complete. However, the largest debris appeared less frequent and more scattered. Quantifying the debris required an area 20 times larger than the Mega Expedition to be covered, something only possible from the sky. The Ocean Cleanup ran the first ever aerial surveys of a garbage patch by converting a former military aircraft into a high-tech research platform. Cutting-edge sensors allowed them to reconstruct the 3D shapes of large debris to calculate their mass. The results of all this work? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch measures 1.6 million square kilometers. That is 3 times the size of France. The patch contains 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic, which equals 250 pieces for every human in the world. The total mass amounts to 80,000 tons, 4 to 16 times more than previous estimates. 92% of this mass is made up of the larger objects, all of which are destined to fragment into dangerous microplastics over the next few decades, if left under the effect of sun and waves. And because the findings show that pollution in the patch is increasing exponentially, the plastic is unlikely to go away by itself. These results paint a new picture of the problem and provide a baseline for the cleanup of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, set to start in 2018.
I think the two videos shared by ma'am was truly eye-opening and very scary. So thank you so much, ma'am. Do we have any more questions?
Well, it is the idea that Shubh and Akshat have generated and taken forward. We have just accumulated.
I think ma'am has lost network.
Ma'am, I think what ma'am was trying to say is that Shubh and Akshat really contributed in their capacity to actually address this problem that we see globally across on these videos. At a personal level, they are contributing it towards it. And I think we being of the same generation and of the same age, if we can also contribute in our own capacity, together we'll be able to be the change we want to see. So literally, Akshat and Shubh, if you can think of any way we as BMMC students can contribute physically, virtually, then please let us know. We would be highly grateful and highly obliged to do that.
Definitely, Dalveen. As I mentioned in my presentation towards the end, that if BMM students can help us create that awareness using digital creators or any media platform to put out the word about climate change out in the open, say some kind of small documentary, some kind of digital posters, some kind of, alarming facts, which we can present on our social media handle. We would love to do that. If anyone wants to volunteer with us at the beach, definitely for cleanups, you all can hit us up on our Instagram page. Apart from that, if you all want to, help us out with the digital creatives aspect of it, definitely we can do that as well. So thank you so much.
How do we figure out where we can? Sorry. How do we figure out where we can, come to know when are you going to go for the beach drives, beach cleanup?
So our cleanup drives happen every weekend, and the updates are there on our Instagram handle itself. So we put a flyer up every Wednesday or Thursday.
And you can come for the beach cleanups on Girgaon Chapati Beach. This is the beach near Marine Drive. Just to make it clear for people who are from Mumbai and who are, in and around the vicinity. Guys, you all can join us whenever you all want. You all just have to fill one form, which is available in the bio of our Instagram page. Once you all can do that, you all can come on the beach and you all can help us clean the beach. And also, if anyone wants to help us with digital creatives or something like that on the media platform front, you all can feel free to DM us and it'll be great.
Yes, and our next cleanup is tomorrow from 3:30 to 5:30. So it will be great to have you all at the beach.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I just have one quick question. Do you all face any kind of questioning from the BMC officials regarding, why this or nothing like that?
No, ma'am. Luckily, and it's very surprising to us as well. The BMC guys have been really supportive. So they weren't that supportive for the other initiatives, but for us, they have been very supportive, extremely supportive. So we are very grateful to that. We are very grateful for that.
Lovely. That's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Congratulations, and I hope you receive that kind of support from all individuals that can help your cause.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you so much for
letting us talk about the issues which we are facing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Guys.
Over to you, and Krishnas.
Thank you so much, Akshat and Shubh. It was lovely to have both of you here today. And you guys have greatly inspired us. You can count on me to join you all on one of your beach cleanups. I stay pretty close to the beach. And I'm pretty sure most of our BMM students, thank you so much for your call for action. And we will definitely give our best and do our best. And thanks once again. You guys really inspired us. It was great to have you all here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, so we have our next speaker at 2 o'clock, so we have half an hour.
Yes.
So
we can
probably take into consider. Sorry, ma'am.
Tell me, we can take into consideration.
We can take into consideration Akshat and Shubh's call for action, and we can probably come up with a plan, and then we can DM them the plan for their social media.
Of course.
As a group.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And Binafsha has shared the link.
Yes.
Also, ma'am, we would like to invite the entire BMM department of Lala's college for a cleanup at Villa Chowpatty Beach, like whenever it's possible for the entire department.
Definitely, which is why I even asked you, what are the timings and how often do you go? Now that we have your Instagram handle, we will follow up, and I think you will keep posting. That's how you can communicate when are you going next, when is your next drives.
Yeah, and Binafsha can always be the POC.
Definitely.
Yes.
You can always be there to guide. Thank you, Binafsha. Thank you, Akshat.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. We are looking forward for your solutions.
Yes.
And your inputs for your digital media or other kinds of creators. Thank you, guys. It was lovely.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so we have our next speakers at 2. Over to you, Ava.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we were supposed to be having an environmental bingo for you all, but we do not have enough of time for that. So, first of all, may I please request all participants to keep their cameras on.
Oh, did you take pictures? Please tell me we took pictures. Yes.
I have taken a few pictures.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I have also taken pictures.
Good. Lovely. So let's do. What's your plan? What are your plans? First, tell me that. What are we doing?
I thought we could discuss our course of action for Akshat and Shubh's foundation, Changes Us. Since all BMM students are here, we would love to participate in a beach cleanup. So all those who stay close by or can make it, can you all just raise your hands so that we can have a count? That is great. We already have 5 people. Binafsha is there. Who else? Come on. So then we can coordinate with them and we can have a social service beach cleanup. Makad ma'am, what do you think? We can definitely do that, right? Wow, we have a lot of hands up. Thank you so much all. And it's okay, Zed, when you come to Mumbai, then you can participate.
Lovely.
So we will definitely be counting on you.
But Zed, you can do a cleanup drive in your city also, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to come to Mumbai for that.
You were talking about beach cleanup, no? There's no beach here.
You can clean up anything. It's not
specific. Cleanup is cleanup. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the beach.
Yeah, we do that on every Gandhi Jayanti.
Very nice. Are you going tomorrow?
Yeah, most probably.
We can have a rapid fire round with the terms that were originally supposed to be used for the bingo. I'll just pull that up. But before that, could we possibly have a 5-minute break and then we can all come back and have fun?
Certainly. I think let's give a quick break. Do not exit the platform. All the participants, please do not exit your platform. Please stay on. You can go for a quick break and we shall be back in how much time, Ava?
Ma'am, we can be back by 1:35.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So see you all back at 1:35 for an exciting rapid fire session.
Are we all back? I hope we all are back.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Onar, will you just quickly give me a call, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello everyone, we will start our next webinar at sharp 2 p.m. And can Vidiksha please confirm with the speaker, because we are very short on time, we will have to end it by sharp 3 p.m.
Yeah, I'll just call her.
Okay, thank you. In the meantime, I hope you all have had your lunch and relaxed for a bit, freshened up and geared up for our next webinar of the day.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ava, please put on the poster and the music, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello everyone, welcome back. We will be starting with our next webinar now. Requesting you all to please keep your videos on for the next webinar. We have our speaker here with us. We'll be starting in the next 2 minutes.
When are we starting?
Okay, we are starting shortly by 2 short.
Ava, let's start.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So welcome back everybody to our second webinar of the day. Today here we have with us Saher Bamla. So let us kick off our event. There is no doubt that our natural environment is under threat. We are starting to see the effects of climate change. Many land and ocean ecosystems and some of the benefits we are provided with have already changed due to global warming. Right now, a pollution and extinction crisis threatens our living world. Climate damage and habitat destruction are two of the biggest challenges we face on our planet. But together, we can and we will solve this. The Bammc Foundation pushes for bold solutions because the problems we are currently facing are big and urgent. They use evidence-based advocacy, courage, creativity, and common sense to make this country a better place. Today we have with us Saher Bamla, daughter of Mr. Asif Bamla, the founder of the Bamla Foundation. She's an environmentalist who has been involved in all stages of the organization, an enviro enthusiast with an excellent managerial skills. She has been committed to the organization since its inception. Her contribution to involves helping in health and environment and women empowerment, where helping people is her aim and her need becomes the responsibility of the Bamla Foundation. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you here with us today, Sahir, and the platform is all yours.
Thank you, Ava, for the kind introduction. It was so sweet of you. And good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon, friends. Thank you all for giving me the privilege to talk to you and talk to you guys. Huh? Ek minute, ek minute. Just, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yes. So I'm sorry, someone had some work, so I had to look into that. So yeah, thank you so much for giving me the chance and privilege to talk to you guys about whatever I feel that we must, as the youth, do for the environment. And today I'm going to talk about a topic which is very, very simple and something that we really need to start doing. I'm sure we are already doing it now because there are so many rules that on the single use plastic ban. Most of it is banned, but still if you go out and you check, there's still a lot of stuff now. For example, your cold drinks, your food packages and all of that, you still do have plastic. It's not that. So today I'm going to talk about plastic pollution. It is simple, it is nice, and it is something that we all, youth, old people, everyone must reduce the consumption of plastic in their lives because it leads to ill effects to our health also, not only to the environment, but you're also harming yourself. So yeah, I'll start with my thing. So if I'll ask you guys a question, what do you guys think of beat plastic pollution? Can you all volunteer and tell me what is your view on beat plastic pollution? Yeah, please, anyone.
When it comes to beating plastic pollution, I think of the 4 R's: refuse, reduce, recycle, and reuse.
Yeah.
So
Anyone
that's
else? Can someone tell me what beat plastic pollution means?
Paper and cloth bags will be usually useful.
What?
Paper and cloth bags would be really useful for regular
Yes,
use.
yes, that is very useful. I'm going to come on that. Anyone else want if their views on pollution?
I think I might know the answer.
Yeah, please. See, you
So,
don't have to be correct or anything. Just it's like a talking thing. I don't want to be the only one speaking over here. Because it's
so
like
I think it's an international campaign in order to increase awareness about single-use products and like give up plastic instead.
Yes, so in 2018, um, so normally the United Nations Environment Program, the UNEP, does yearly campaigns, and they come up with a theme they follow every year. For example, uh, 2021 we had generation restoration. So our theme for this year is to restore everything that we've lost in our past and everything that we've depleted in terms of environment. And so this plastic pollution was a 2018 campaign, and what my foundation does is we create musical anthems, which I will send it to Awa. She can send it on your groups, all our campaigns. And why we create these musical campaigns is because I'm sure you all are bored of my lecture. I mean, it's not even a lecture, me talking. So, the youth, I feel, is done with speaking. It's more, we all connect to music. So that's why we create these musical anthems. Towards the end, I will play it, or I will send it to Ava if we are running late. And then you guys can see it. It's a very cool thing what we did for plastic pollution. And we've done it for air pollution, biodiversity, for everything. So yeah. So basically, what I feel plastic is that you get plastic in your life and then you mishandle it, and I think you must handle plastic the way you handle your life, like carefully and wisely. Use it only when required, otherwise don't. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm in my office and there's a lot of stuff happening outside. So I'm just getting a little distracted, but I'm coming back. So in case if I'm looking there, just think that I'm trying to figure what everyone is doing. But yeah, coming back. So I have to make one. So I'm going to start on talking about plastic. And then if you all have any questions, just interrupt. Okay, don't even raise your hand, just interrupt, and I'll stop my thing. And if you'll get bored, you can tell me. Okay. So I will start with my lecture again. Like not exactly lecture, but what I'll start putting out my views across. I have to make one request. The reason why we have failed to implement behavioral change in our society, and the reason I think why not enough people know why plastic is harmful is because harmful to our health is because we shy away from speaking about it. There are a lot of people now, especially youngsters. I'm sure. Thank you, Ava, for organizing this also and being so passionate about spreading awareness across your classes. But I feel, and a lot of young people have started talking about environmental issues every time there's a change. But still, I've noticed a lot of people do shy away. They don't want to really talk about it. And what I feel is that when you start talking about it, that's when first thing is you must start doing, and then once you're doing whatever you're doing in order to uh, benefit our environment, you must talk about it. So once you talk about it, even the other like it should be like a trend, it should be a lifestyle, it should be a trend what everyone is following. Like how if a Salman Khan is wearing his sunglasses in some style, everyone follows it. If Shahrukh is growing his hair and making a ponytail behind, everyone goes and follows it. So, I feel that all of us also should start using metal bottles instead of plastic bottles, and everyone should make it a trend. Plastic bottles are as it is so tacky to use, I feel. So yeah, so no one is talking about this. So one thing that everyone please do talk about: environment, your views, the changes that you're making, how to reduce your carbon footprint, etc., etc., etc. And yes, you all must use every single opportunity to create awareness. And coming back to plastics, it is not only harmful to the environment. I've repeated this for the second or third time, that it's also harmful to our body. It causes ill health, it degenerates the quality of our soil, it's choking the sea, and even our air is getting polluted. I'm sorry, someone unmuted themselves. Did someone unmute? Okay, I'll get back.
Ava, please mute everybody.
No, yeah. Does someone want to say something? Then
We'll just mute. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. That's
okay. It's completely okay.
it's
I
right
would
away.
be happy if people want to talk about it instead of only me talking. So towards the end, I'll end it soon, whatever I have to say, and then we all can talk and discuss.
Definitely, definitely.
So the overwhelming problem is that there are many FMCGs all over this world who are packaging food and beverages in plastics. Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up, every single brand. I'm just remembering these two because I'm a consumer of them and I use them like every now and then. So luckily they do have cans, but they also have a lot of plastic bottles. So the call for us to stop using single-use plastic is the specific focus that we all must stop using single-use plastic. Recently, only I saw Dhruv Rathe's video. Does anyone know who's Dhruv Rathe? He's a very cool guy. I think not yeah, he is a millennial. He creates all these videos on he tries creating awareness on everything: social issues, political issues, environment, health. He's amazing. I personally feel. So I just saw his video how a city in Africa, I think it's called Ravada or something. I'm not sure what exactly that city's name is. I'll check it out again and I'll tell you how
I
they
think it's Rwanda.
Rwanda, yeah, it's Rwanda. So what that city has done is it's a city, right? Just cross checking in Africa. So what they have done is they have banned all single-use plastic. So Dhruv Rathi was sharing his own experience that when I was flying there, they asked us to remove anything that has plastic, like in their baggage, and then they have to, because they don't even take it inside their city. They're that strict, and it's the cleanest city, and I really want to go see it how they're doing things. So, but for us, for India and Bombay, I feel that our focus should be to reduce our personal consumptions, because I don't know if it's possible to have no plastic anywhere. I mean, what about these brands? We do live on them. So, the call for us to stop using single-use plastic on specific focus, and we all recognize in government and in civil society that it is impossible for all of us to stop all these packaged items, stop buying all these packaged items, starting from water to our cold drinks to our fruit juices and to our food. Everything is packaged in plastic. And personally, plastics are bad, but they also save our life. We get medicines in plastic too. So, I mean, what about that? And then we can go to Mars because of plastic. There's something called as cryogenic plastic. Does anyone know about it? I was just reading about this, about cryogenic plastic. Okay. No. So,
No,
yeah,
I've never heard of it.
it helps you reach the Mars. So plastic is bad, but not that bad. But what is bad is us as individuals irresponsibly using and just misusing plastic. So the fundamental area of focus is twofold. One is for all of us to recognize the areas and items of plastic that we can easily refuse to use in our daily life. For example, packaged water. We don't need it. We all have water purifiers at a house. We can use it. We can have our own water, carry our personal bottles. So today, if you look at a pic or a video of an event happening, any of an offline event happening, all you see is those godforsaken plastic packaged bottles. And the unfortunate reality is that even now, even at a house parties, I'm sure you all have house parties, we have packaged plastic bottles. Like, no one serves in glasses anymore. A good old glasses and jugs. It's all those dirty, tacky, red color plastic glasses, and that they're filling drinks and all of that. I'm sure you all have seen it. So, one party can cause a lot of waste. So the effort is to encourage people to go back to basics, how we started off, because earlier in parties there was no plastic, and say no to all those single-use plastic items which we can easily avoid. and I'm going to use this platform to retrieve those single use plastics. So one is the plastic bag. We don't need it. It is choking our drains, our oceans, it is killing us. And the good thing is there are enough sustainable alternatives. And the good news is that um, we all have backpacks, pockets, personal vehicles. So, instead of using a bag, just use your pocket or put it in your vehicle. You don't need a special bag for your item. And I mean, just I feel it's not that difficult to imply a basic system. And yeah, like I mentioned, we all have our own personal bags, backpack. You don't even have to go out and buy a cloth bag. Like you have your stuff. And the second item of plastic that we can easily say no to, and we all must say no to. Now it's banned, the good thing is, so I don't see it out a lot, but it's still there a little bit in few places. I have seen it. So, and at home you can get it. So the second thing that you can easily say no to is, and you all must avoid, whether you're in India or anywhere in this world, because it's only banned in Maharashtra, it's the plastic straw. A straw we use for a few seconds, unthinkingly, last in the environment for up to 500 years. And it's choking and killing a marine life, and it's giving our little babies cancer. So before you order anything, just specify on no straws. Let the server give you your cocktails and mocktails without a straw. It's a campaign. What I thought of: don't suck it, sip it. Like, sip your drinks. The third item of single use plastic that we can easily stop is packaged water. I've been emphasizing on this since the time I've started: packaged water, because we still use those Bisleri bottles. Anything we use it. Why can't we carry our own water bottle? So enough bottles are produced in a year to cover up our planet 3 times around. And we're not recycling our plastic bottles, or even if we are recycling, we're not recycling them the way we are supposed to. They're still, I mean, they don't know, I feel, how to properly recycle. There is a specific way. And until we implement the proper recycling process, we need to minimize the use of packaged water. So what I do is I try carrying a metal bottle all the time with me. It's easy to refill. I'm pretty confident that my personal consumption has reduced because I've stopped using these packaged water bottles. And these are the three principal ideas: that no straw, no plastic bag, and uh, no straw, no plastic bag, and what did I talk about? Single use plastics. Basically, these are the three items. And the last one is, and it is the most important one, which is what actually harms tourism and also affects significantly, and has become like an epidemic. So the cutlery plates that we use, forks, spoons, the horrible plastic stirrers. Have you ever gone to I mean, I'm sure everyone has gone to a coffee shop. Have you noticed that plastic stirrer? I mean, it's so useless. Like, they give you a steel or a metal, whatever, fork and spoon and proper glass plate. Uh, and then to mix your coffee, they'll give you that stirrer, plastic stirrer. Why can't we just use something that is not plastic to make our tea or coffee tastier? So, and it's also very common. Those stirrers are also very common when you're traveling out, like, at airport and all of that. So, I mean, they're just useless, like I said. And I'm sorry, I lost my cue. So it's whether it's hospitality. Now I'm coming to my conclusion. whether it's hospitality industry, fashion industry, hotels, schools, canteens, tourism, entertainment, just about everybody. We must try to bring more awareness that we need to discontinue single-use plastics. I could have spoken about biodiversity, generation restoration, air pollution. I could have spoken about all that. But what I feel is that, we still do manage to walk sometimes. When I was in college, I used to take the train also. We still, when it comes to air pollution, but when it comes to plastic, it gets even worse to reduce the usage. That's how I was like, I have to talk about this. And whether, I mean, I mentioned all the industries, whether it's the entertainment industry, just about everybody. We must bring more awareness that we need to discontinue single-use plastics. And I hope we remember that the environment is not separate from us. We need the environment to survive and to be healthy and to achieve all the wonderful dreams and aspirations we have, not just as individuals but as a country. So yeah, that's my, I mean, I'm done with what I had to say. If anyone has any questions or if anyone has to put in their own points, I would really love to hear what you all have to say on plastic pollution or air pollution, anything, whatever, biodiversity.
Thank you so much, Sahir. That was really, really eye-opening and very informative. I would actually like to add one point, and in the meantime, if the participants have any questions or points, you guys can raise your hands or put it down in the chat box, whatever it is. It is an interactive session. I just wanted to bring to your notice about, how when you go to Starbucks or certain other places where they sell their merchandise,
Yeah.
the Starbucks cup and everything. So what do you think that if all of these brands like Starbucks, McDonald's, all of them, what if they sold or like minimalize the price, because those are exorbitant, those cups, they are really expensive, but they are reusable.
Yeah.
So what is your take? Like, do you think that brands should adapt to that similar message and kind of like have their own reusable cups or plates or whatever it is, trays, and they should encourage the customers to bring them back? Like, do you think they should incentivize those things?
One thing for coffee is what I thought was, now that you're talking Starbucks and I'm a regular customer, and in fact, now that you mentioned, I have to add something what would interest all of you all. Starbucks is not paying me for this, but I'm literally there every time. So we were talking about reusable cups, right? So now they have some reusable cup day. I went yesterday, they gave this to me. I'll read it out if you all want to know. So it's called reusable cup day. Get a limited edition reusable cup worth 300 rupees free on purchase of any tall and above sized beverage. So any coffee lovers can go to Starbucks and get a reusable cup on 2nd October, which is tomorrow. Yes. So coming back to, I can't really, as personally, you know, asking a brand to reduce the price of their merchandise is not my thing. That's the brand value they have, and there are a lot of people who are paying for it also, and it's selling, what I feel. And I don't know, like it's not my thing to tell them that I mean, not obviously I'm not going to tell them, but my views are different. Instead of asking these brands to give us reusable cups, why not take your own cup there? Because I'm sure they are not going to. They are too happy with all that they've been doing. So um, instead of, I hope they do have these reusable cups and all of that, which I think Starbucks is very environmental conscious also, because I keep on reading a bit about it. They recycle all the plastic that they use also. That's what I've heard, because they do have plastic straws over there. I'm not sure. But what we can do is, if not Starbucks, we can and even now they don't they have plastic glasses, and they have a different material glass also. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like a thick paper type material. It's very thick. If you go to Blue Tokai, if you go to Starbucks, you'll see they have that. So you can either tell them that give me something reusable, don't take a takeaway. They have those glass mugs also. So have it over there. When you're taking a takeaway, that's when they give you plastic. So like that, just balance a little bit instead of going and telling the brand, because I don't think there are a lot of actors who are raising their voice with these brands, but they do get away with it. And I don't know. I mean, do your bit is what I say. Like, if you start doing it, everyone will also follow up. Like, when you talk about it, and it's going to become a thing. Any more questions?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes, please.
How often do you think the government rules regarding the plastic ban and the plastic fine, which we used to see in the market back in 2019 before the pandemic, of being fining for single-use plastic, fining vendors for single-use plastic. At a point, it had reached an high, and after which it just vanished. You see the vendors coming back to single-use plastic. How effective is the government in making these laws and implementing these laws?
Honestly, I feel the laws have been made, but like you mentioned, you are seeing a lot of plastic again. What I feel is that, we are going through a pandemic right now, and all our leaders are so busy trying to, fix that issue up, because there's a lot that is happening in terms of everything that's happening outside. You all know the amount of people getting COVID. Now it has become better, but how it was 1 month back also. So their main focus, every leader is trying to do their bit and try to put their own input, and is trying to work to, eradicate this virus, our unseen enemy. And so I think the focus has gone a little bit, but from what I know, because I'm working closely with the like I keep on reading also a lot. They are still doing a lot of stuff for environment and plastic also. So in terms of rules being made, they were made, but then again I feel there's a little bit of uh like, they've given a little bit of it's become loose now. Like, people have started using plastic, but I think they'll get back to
Slack.
making it
They're
stricter.
slacked back. They're slacked down in their implementation.
Yeah. So it's and Maharashtra is a big state. To implement no single use plastic can be a little tough when you're not fully focused on this, and when you're focused on COVID. But from what I know, they are coming back on making it stricter.
Thank you. Thank you so much. F-wise, S-wise, any questions? I think more than questions, if you all have any ideas on how we could,
Yes,
in
yes,
our own
Exactly.
capacity, come up with
can it
ideas.
be
Because
more
it's hard.
interactive? Can everyone start speaking instead of me speaking like an auntie who doesn't even know? Like, I don't even know how to speak. So I don't know. Like, y'all just come, put in your thing. What are y'all doing in your life? What, after hearing me, what you guys are going to do? Now, don't tell me we're going to stop using single-use plastic, because I've said it right now. Say something what I haven't said.
I think individually in our own capacity, we all can come up with ideas of how we can do away with how we can do away with single-use plastic. Now, saying thing is one thing, actually doing it is another thing. So when you come across, I think all of us would easily say we will not use a plastic bag, but when you go out to the market, you forget taking a cloth bag, or sometimes when you ask for delivery, most of the food delivery vendors, they hand over the silver foils in a plastic bag.
Absolutely.
So time and again, I think when you go to a coconut vendor, he's going to give you a straw. So there are things in our own capacity that we can do to get rid of plastic, because I think you have to first understand what moves you. So if you ask me, using plastic does not move me, but knowing that plastic ends up in the ocean moves me. So what is it about you? What is it about plastic? I think Sahir ma'am is trying to push us to realize what is it about plastic that we want to make a difference in. We want to make a change about. Because the last thing you want is you sitting at a beach and time and again when there's water, the water washing over your feet and having a lace packet entangling on your toes. That's the last thing you want. And we've all witnessed that. We've all witnessed that.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree with Dalveen ma'am, since like talking about using plastic in your capacity, or actually banning plastic as a whole, is more easier said than done, because it's something which is available everywhere. It's cheap. It's, the availability of it is really high. So and so, just like you said, the vendors, they use plastic to give you the straws, even put the coconut water in the bag and give it to you. But I think personally, you can really change things in your house. Take small steps, take steps which are like possible for you, like maybe not use plastic dabbas or bottles. Get metal bottles and dabbas, which can be easily portable as well. So I think taking small steps towards a greater good can make a difference that may also affect a lot of other people around you in a good way.
Yeah, that's a good thing because normally, if you hear what I speak all the time, if you go see my like, I have some videos on my Instagram and all of that. I always mention that, don't talk too big, because like how she mentioned that do your bit. It is genuinely okay to be, to reduce little bit reduce eating your meat consumption, reduce using plastic in your life, reduce using your car. You don't have to stop anything, because when you stop it, first it's that pressure that, I have to stop it. You can't cope up with it, because our lifestyle is such. We've been brought up in a way that you need a car wherever you're going. You need transportation. You don't We Bombayites are not prone to walking. Like, if you go to Europe, everyone walks over there and cycles over there. There's a special lane for cycling for people who want to cycle. But our lifestyle in Bombay has been like, we've been spoiled like that. So it's okay if you consciously start changing rather than doing nothing at all, and just start. And honestly, ma'am, you mentioned that, but like all the things that I mentioned, plastic straws and all of that, I do it, and it is genuinely not tough at all. It is genuinely not tough. Like, I feel I've not done any change in my life other than not using straws, because as it is, I mean, just stop using these single use plastics. It's not that tough, honestly speaking. It's a very simple thing. You just have to put in more efforts. Because plastic is the easy thing. Now, when you keep a gathering, you serve your guests, and you can throw away the plates. If you serve it in your own plate, you have to wash and all that stress. But genuinely, it's worth the stress using.
And sometimes I think the government initiatives also backfired. I remember a few years back, the very understanding of having the small Coca-Cola and your soft drink bottles, the 10 rupees one, the
Yeah.
smaller version of it. I think that it was an initiative to curb the use of plastic, or probably, reduce plastic usage. But I think it's absolutely the opposite, because what I would use, in fact, now I'm consuming 3 bottles of plastic rather than using one big bottle and getting rid of that one piece of plastic. Now I have to get rid of 3 pieces. The understanding was that they wanted to reduce the consumption of plastic, but I think that led to more. So in our own capacity as BMM students, and from what I know, my students, I think they are more so on. We could have an initiative that raised awareness on it on our own Instagram handles. You could probably start a start a drive, cite something that, or start a petition that stops these 10 rupees bottles, and rather you stick to 30, if not the expensive ones, because the more the bottles, the more you have to recycle them. I don't see any way where this. Yes, ma'am. Over to you. Sorry.
No, 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 please, ma'am. So what I was saying is that, if, and I'm so happy, ma'am, that you're so passionate about what I'm talking, and you believe in it also. I can notice. So if you guys are okay, I could organize a beach cleanup with Lala College, and then you all can come and we could clean a beach, and then we can see how exactly how the plastic is in our beaches, how it is choked inside, and how tough it is to remove through it. If it's
Certainly, ma'am. Certainly. Certainly. You could get in touch with our in charges, you could get in touch with Makkad ma'am, our head of department and coordinator. You can get in touch with any one of us and we can definitely
Yeah,
take
so Avan could connect me because I only know Avan from you personally.
it. Okay.
Okay, so any more questions? Anything? I mean, and we also do have an internship cell where if anyone prefers to intern and it's work from home mostly, they can let me, they can let Avan know, and then from there I could take it ahead.
Definitely, definitely. We have a placement cell in our college, so I can definitely talk to the coordinator of our batch and the TY's batch for that. Definitely.
Okay, so done. Perfect.
Also, I
Yeah.
would just like to ask, request you to add on, your foundation, of course, has done a lot for the community. So, what was the one major moment or one major event that stood out for you
For me,
in your work?
there are actually so many. I will tell you. Because let me think. Because I started when I was like I started off 8 years back or something. I don't know. I started off very young, like when I was in grade five. Since then, I've been doing, and every time I've been doing, God's been kind, and always been appreciated by people around. So I'm thinking which was the best because every time you go, it's the best. That's why. Uh, when was the best thing? That's such a good question. I'm going to this flashback. I started. So many special things. Naming one is getting so tough. Um, so for me, I'll say the nicest thing and the biggest thing that happened to the foundation. The simple thing was that my first beach cleanup when when I was very young. I was very young at that time. I still have my pictures. Like I was very small, and I went for the beach cleanup and all that, and with my uncle. No one was there. There were volunteers. No one else from my foundation was there, and I was so passionate about cleaning and that I did. And there were few actors also over there, but I didn't notice anyone. Like I was so passionate about cleaning everything, and when I came back now, the people from my office were telling me, "Seher, to was only like I was so small at that time that I got so happy when they said that I was so busy cleaning. I don't know, that somehow motivated me to do even better because it was my first beach. And so yeah, my first beach cleanup because I was so happy doing what I was doing that I didn't care about anything and anyone who was there or whoever, whatever. And the biggest thing that happened to my foundation, which was also very special, was that when my father was felicitated in United Nations headquarters in New York, and then he spoke over there and all that. It's a good thing. It was a sweet thing to see because it's a global thing. It puts your foundation up there, out there, when you are connected to the UN and when you go there. So it's a very big thing for us. And
That is,
yeah, yeah,
sorry,
no,
continue. I was just about to say that is amazing.
yeah. So Lala College is right next to HR, right? No, that's KC. That's KC. I'm sorry. Because I was in HR for a year, so I thought we were neighbors of college.
So, how can we as a department help your foundation or help, the overall cause? Do you have any suggestions for us?
Yeah, firstly, volunteer if y'all have time. Just because, so I have an Instagram page. Okay, it's on my own name, Seher Bhamla, and there's also Bhamla Foundation's personal page. I'm sure I would have had mentioned Twitter, but I don't think any of y'all are on Twitter. Is anyone on Twitter?
We most of us are. We are
Oh,
supposed to
y'all
be.
are okay, but Instagram is something what youth connects to, right? So we keep on posting our cleanups, our activities, and we ask people to come out and volunteer. So why don't you all come and volunteer whenever we do these beach cleanups and all of that? And secondly, just create awareness, share the good work done by not only me but there's so many more people. and then do your bit. And when you're doing it, just post it online, because look at because social media has a lot of power now. Look at the entire Greta Thunberg movement. It became so popular because of social media. So if you're doing your thing and posting it, okay, don't overpost or something. I mean, just normally nicely post it and create awareness. It's going to be a good thing. It will help people.
Absolutely, absolutely. We shall definitely keep that in mind. I request all the SYs, TYs, and FYs, especially the FYs present here, please put your point forth. Please, contribute to the dialogue here. Anyone would like to say anything?
Hi. So personally, I feel that we can spread awareness through our social media handles, and we can market that idea or advertise that idea so that it feels wrong to do to pollute or to. So I feel that we should market it as it is very wrong, and you're a bad person. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there are so many things that you can say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and everything, and you can share it as per your own belief. You can share your little bit stuff on social media and create awareness, whatever you believe in. Now, I believe in something else, maybe Shraddha believes in something else, you believe in something else. In your own possible way, do your bit as per your style. सोशल मीडिया इज वेरी पर्सनल. आई कांट से मैं जो बोल रही हूँ वो ही आप करें. यू डू what suits your profile and what you think your followers would enjoy watching and seeing, and what they would be happy. My followers might like something else, and yeah, that's how it is.
A final question for you, Sahir. Who are your personal sources of inspiration who inspire you to do better and to contribute?
Good question again. Let me think. Who is my inspiration? I think Dia Mirza is very nice. She really knows what she's doing, what she's talking, and you know, and is doing her bit. She's a very nice person also, and who's always been passionate about environment. I've known her for a very long time. I've seen her when when I was younger, and I've always admired. She has that grace, and she can really create change, and she is trying to. So Dia Mirza is someone I look up to when it comes to the field of environment. Others, there's so many. Leonardo DiCaprio is so popular, right? He's doing so much, and there are quite a lot of people. I can't name one. I see. So that one thing from everyone, if you join, that's when it becomes good. Yeah. But I mentioned Dia because I'm sure everyone knows her, right? And everyone knows how passionate she is about saving this world. Yeah. Who are your role models? Tell
Thank
me.
you so much. My
Like,
role model would
yeah,
be
yeah, you also.
anybody who would like to share their role models. Anyone?
For me, it's Leonardo only because I remember his Oscars speech where he appreciated for the panel to go vegan, and he ended his speech with climate change is happening and it's happening right now. So yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he's very nice. Even Greta herself,
I
she,
think my source of
yeah.
yes, definitely Greta. Sorry for cutting you off. You can
No,
continue.
no, no, please, you start, you say. Your source?
My source of inspiration, like I'm huge on literature and reading and writing. So it would have to be all the greats, the poets who like Wordsworth and all of them. They write a lot. Their poems are basically nature themed. So when I started getting into it and reading all of them, that is when I sort of low key developed a sense of appreciation for the environment around me too. So
Yeah.
That
In
is
fact, you must
my
share them
personal
with me.
source of inspiration.
Share them with me. I really want to read them. All these poems what you're talking about,
Definitely, definitely.
I'll read them.
They have a very like nature based theme. Like they talk about the beauty of the surroundings and forests and stuff like that. So
I can read.
that's the
I, I totally agree with you, Ava. Wordsworth is one of the best writers, and he writes so much about nature and also about my favorite environmentalist that one I look up to is Keanu Reeves. Like Abhishek said about Leonardo's speech, I haven't heard it, but Keanu also finished his that Oscar speech with talking about environment and preserving it. So that was really nice.
Yeah, I'm liking how these big superstars, like the best of the best, are talking about environment. And how we as youngsters look up to it. That's what I mentioned, that if Salman is doing something, everyone does it. So these people, that's why we, even our foundation, whoever knows the foundation, it has a lot of influences. It has Shraddha, Alia, um it has Akshay Kumar, it has Sachin Tendulkar, it has all these millennialistic stars who we all follow. And one day hopefully we'll try for Leo. It's not that easy, but of course can try. And we get them. So because if they say that stop using single use plastic, walk if it's a small distance, or just reduce your carbon footprint, their fans tend to listen and they take it seriously. In fact, they tweet to us that Shraddha said this, couple said this, we are trying to do it. So it's just a good feeling.
It's true, like not only actors, but even entrepreneurs, brands, they're moving forward with preserving the environment. For example, like Jack Ma, Alibaba, the founder of Alibaba, he purchased like 28K acres of land to preserve American forest. We've got Levi's jeans that take plastic and remanufacture them into jeans. We've got Japan and Germany governments who've got the machines where you just put in a bottle and you get like 25 cents or something like that. You can literally earn money by disposing plastic in a very sustainable way. And also like in Africa, I forgot the place in Africa, the government is initiating those plastic bottles as light bulb. So you know how glow in the dark bands work, the same way these plastic bottles work, and they are used as a source of light in African homes. So they work as much as a normal light bulb would. So such initiatives, I think, really inspire a lot of different people throughout the world, like activists like Greta Thunberg, who recently gave a speech in the UN General.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, the blah blah blah, which she mocked a lot of politicians in that speech. So I think people who really put a step forward and they work with actions, not just words, are the ones who actually create a difference in this world towards a better sustainable future.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's some very good points, ma'am, and that's right.
On that note, I
Even
think
brands
we were
like H&M, Zara, they have this Nike, they have this sustainable section. So even a fashion industry, I'm mentioning it because
Yes,
I
yes.
like fashion. And
Actually, in fact,
they also
Billie Eilish, for the Met Gala, she only wore that brand's dress if they stopped animal cruelty and
yes,
using unsustainable products. Even Nike, they came up with these shoes called Creators, which are sustainable and made up of plastic, reused plastic. So, yeah, these are like a few examples that I follow as a media student, and I get inspired with such work so that in future that if I end up doing something for the world, these brands, these people, celebrities, they could be an inspiration as a whole for me instead of just one individual.
absolutely, absolutely.
definitely. Sahir, do you have any closing comments?
No, I've spoken enough. I have nothing more to say. In fact, my battery
Okay.
is going low now. It's on 5%.
Okay. We will wrap this up quickly because there's another meeting on the same ID at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. We have our, if we have our head of department, Dr. Sangeeta Makkad ma'am in the meeting. Ma'am, would you like to say a few words?
Ava, I guess ma'am is having a severe network issue.
Yes. That is why I just wanted to confirm. Okay, so Hunar, can we just close now? Like
Yes, we
wrap
may.
up?
Yes, we may.
So today has been a wonderful day. We have had two webinars on very influential and very important topics today. A big thank you to our speaker for the second webinar, Ms. Sahir Bhamla. Thank you so much for taking the time out and coming and talking to us and making it a productive and a useful discussion for all of us as mass media students. We shall definitely do our bit like you are doing yours. Thank you so much for coming here today. A big thank you to our principal, Dr. Neelam Arora ma'am, and our vice principal, sir, Dr. Arun Pujari, sir, for always believing in our department and always being there for us. Of course, a big thank you to the convener and course coordinator of our department, Dr. Sangeeta Makkad ma'am, for always being, a pillar of strength and support and always encouraging us to give us our 100%. And of course, to Delavine ma'am, she is amazing. She's our forever go-to, and we would not be who we are without her today. And the student team, I know for a fact they have put in a lot of effort to make this event a huge success. So thank you so much to each and every one of you for working so hard. And of course, our wonderful audience. Thank you all for being so interactive, so enthusiastic, and making this day two of Mebido a huge success. Thank you all. And I will be sharing the feedback form link. Please keep that with you, and the form will open for responses at 3:15 p.m. Okay, so please just keep the link with you, and then the form will be open. And that is it for today. Just wait for the feedback form. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a nice day. I'll be sharing the link, so please do not leave the meeting without the link. The feedback form has been posted in the chat box. Please keep the link handy, and the form will open for responses at 3:15 p.m. sharp. Please do not share the link to anyone else. Keep it handy for yourself. And you may exit the meeting once you have copy pasted the link for your reference. Thank you all once again. Yes.
The link isn't been opening.
Yeah, so that is exactly what I'm saying, that keep the link with yourself and the form will be open for responses at 3:15 p.m.
Okay, sorry.
You all may leave the meeting once the link is with you all. Thank you very much. All the FYs, SYs, and TYs.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you so much.
Ava, you may end
Yes,
the
Hunar.
meeting.
I'll end the meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Mitali, the feedback form will be active at 3:15 p.m. Just keep the link handy with you.
I will post it in the official groups, no? I'll post it in the official groups.
No, but then Hunar, those who didn't attend, they will also fill it, no?
Makes sense. Okay, chalo, theek hai.
I'll just drop a text to Makkad ma'am and Dalveen ma'am and then end the meeting.
We have to do it after we end the meeting. I spoke to ma'am. We can end the meeting now.
Acha, theek hai. Okay, bye everyone. Have a lovely day. And I hope to see all the new FY admissions today at 7:15. Thank you all. Bye bye.